Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Charlotte and this is the Crossings YouTube channel. So in today's video I'm going to be going through a few tips that I wish that I had known starting out on Animal Crossing's New Horizons. So if you're new to the game, make sure you tune in and let's get moving with the video. So the first tip that I've got for you guys is how to run. Sounds pretty basic, but it took me way longer than it should have to work this out. So this is a normal kind of walking speed. If you hold the B button, you can see straight away there start to run much faster. So this is a normal kind of walking, holding the B button, and you run much quicker. So that will help you get around your island much quicker, especially for trying to do something quickly, like just a quick task or running back to your house to pick something up. Number 2. Now, to organise your pockets, if I bring up my pocket here, so you can see at the minute I've got 4 rows. When you start out, you have 2 rows, and then you can buy the upgraded rows as you progress and get more of the Nook miles. Now, to organise your pockets, you click on something, hold the A button, and you can see it then grabs it, and you can move it around like that. So this is really good. I usually keep all my tools along the bottom, and then as I pick up items, they start to kind of come into the top rows here. And it makes it really easy then for me to select things like bugs or fish if I'm trying to sell in bulk. Now, when you first start out in the game, you'll be set a few tasks around collecting tree branches for things like campfire and various items or tools. Now, when you first start, you don't have access to across the river, so you're very much stuck to the area which is around your town hall. And you'll see that you've got there's random tree branches like this laying on the ground. Now, once you've run around and you've picked all them up, you'll find you're probably still a few short for what you're needing to do. So make sure you go up to the trees and you shake the trees. So go up to it and press the A button and keep shaking it. You want to shake the tree for a good like 10-15 seconds, and what you can see is tree branches start to kind of fall out. Now each tree has a chance to spawn up to 8 additional tree branches. So it's really important that when you're worrying about needing some tree branches, just spend a bit of time actually shaking the trees, and you'll soon start to acquire more resources. Alright, so moving on to the fruits. Now, each island when you start has a native fruit. So my native fruit is the pears. If I sell these pears at Nooks, they are worth 100 bells, and that will be the same for whichever your native fruit is. So you've got the choice of all 5 fruits, and it'll be totally random when you start. So you've got the pears, oranges, peaches, cherries, and apples. All your trees will be of one of these fruits when you start. Usually after the first couple of days, your mum will send you a letter and it'll have attached a couple more different fruits. So for example, I got peaches. Now those peaches are worth 500 bells per fruit, so 5 times more than your native fruit. So make sure whenever you get a native fruit, you plant the trees, give them time to grow, and then that way you'll always have a good source of money moving along into your island. So, moving along into making something, anything. It can take a while, especially if you're bulk crafting the hot item of the day, or you are bulk crafting things like fish bait, which takes absolute lifetime when you've got like 100 manila clams trying to work through. So whatever it is you're trying to craft, so we're able to craft, say, this for now. As you're doing it, if you hold the A button, you can see it starts to move much faster, and that is going to speed up your time. So if we craft something else, what else can we craft? You can see if we do this one, This time I'll just let it go normal speed. It takes much more time. So if you're bulk crafting especially, hold that A button in and it'll speed it right up. Now, you're soon going to get into a bit of a kind of schedule with your daily life on Animal Crossings, where you're, hey Goose, doing a good job cleaning up there, where you're running around collecting resources and trying to make sure you've done all the kind of individual tasks that you need to do for the day. Now, one of those tasks is going to be hitting the rocks in order to spawn new materials. In the early stages of the game, you're especially going to be looking out for iron. And also, there's each day, one of these rocks will be a money rock. Now, you can get 8 individual items or bits of money from each rock, but you need to make sure that you hit them in really quick succession, because the rocks have all got like a timer associated to them. So the best way to do it is get yourself up to the rock and turn around, and you want to dig 3 holes next to each other, and then that way it'll stop you getting pushed back when you hit the rock. So I've got the 3 holes there, and now I'm going to go back to the centre to hit the rock, and I'm just going to press A as quick as I can to try and get 8 full hits in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can see I'm starting to get pushed back, but I'm still in range of hitting the rock because of the holes there. So you get all 8 materials. So this is a really good way to make sure you're getting the most from your daily resources. Just remember as well, guys, if you have eaten a fruit, the rock will smash on the first hit. They do respawn a day later, but try not to smash your rocks. Make sure you've cleared that you've not got any kind of fruit whatsoever, and so then you get the full 8 hits. Now, a big part of Animal Crossings is completing your museum and collecting all the different kind of animals, so the insects and the fish, as well as the fossils. Now, it's really important, guys, especially when you first start out. It can be incredibly tempting to sell everything that you catch, or anything that you catch, or any fossil that you find, because they can be worth quite a few bells, and in the early days when you're trying to get money, it can take a while. It's really, and I can't stress this enough, really important that you've done it the first of every single species, so the first of each fish, the first of each bug, and the fossils to the museum, because a lot of these are seasonal and you might not be able to catch them depending on the time of year, the month, whatever. So if you catch something, say you're starting the game on the 30th of April and you catch something and you think, oh, do you know what, I'm going to sell that. You might actually not realise it at the time, but you won't be able to catch that again until it comes round to spring again or whatever. So it's going to be really hard for you to complete later on, and get the kind of achievements for completing the museum if you sell those things early on in the game. If you use the Critterpedia, that's the nut miles, it does actually tell you. So if we click on one of these, so you can see it's got the months highlighted, so you can't catch this in May, October or November, but otherwise it's got kind of good availability, and it says the active hours there, which is only a small time frame in the middle of the day. But other things have kind of like, so for example, if we go on to the tarantula, so you can't catch that now again until November in the northern hemisphere. So April was the last time that we could catch the tarantula. So if I'd have caught a tarantula in April and thought, oh, do you know what, I'll sell it because it's worth 8k, then I would have obviously then been left without one for my collection, which would not have been good. Now, the game resets, moving along, the game resets at 5 AM each day. So the new day starts at 5 AM. So, and that's really important for anything like turnips, or kind of if you've got special characters. For example, I've got Sahara on my island today. She will be here till 5 o'clock in the morning, and then she will disappear when the game resets. That is the new day. What's wrong, Nana? Oh, go on then, I'll buy it. So yeah, like I said, that game resets itself 5 AM. So you might be tempted to think it's midnight. It's not, it's still 5 AM. So it means that you've got a good time frame at night to catch things like scorpions and tarantulas if you have got Flick on your island, because he obviously buys them for a lot more than the shop. Thanks, Nana. Here you go. I'll buy your probably ugly sweater, but we will go for it. Now, when you're trying to catch an animal, a bug, you can actually, if you go running at it, now the butterflies will always spawn, they're always running around like, or flying around like this. But some bugs, if you run up to it, it will fly away. So for example, things like the bees, the ladybugs, any of the mantises, if you kind of go up to it like that, it'll just spawn off, it'll disappear. So same with the tarantulas and scorpions as well, they will actually like attack you, they'll sting you and it'll make you pass out and it'll reset you back at your house. So you need to learn how to creep. So when you see something and you want to try and catch it with your net, again, you need to hold that A button, and you can see there you go into this like kind of catching mode, and then you can move and it kind of creeps you forwards, and then as you get nice and close to whatever it is you want to catch, if you release the A button, it catches it if you're in the right place. So that's a really good way if you're trying to creep up on one of them rarer bugs. So for example, you can see over here there's a stink bug. So if I creep up to it, it's not going to fly away, and then boom, catch it just like that. Whereas if I had just run up to that, then it would have disappeared. So that's another top tip for you. Now the very last tip of this video, in the early days you're going to be trying to make bells, trying to rack up some of that money. It feels a bit daunting at first, but later on in the game it's much easier to make bells. Every day, somewhere on your island, there'll be a hole that's like glowing golden. Like, it'll literally be like a little golden thing sticking up in the ground. If you dig that hole, you'll dig up 1,000 bells and it'll be glowing gold. Now, if you bury anything between 1 and 10,000, I'd recommend burying 10,000 every time. But anything between 1 and 10,000, in 3 days' time, it will grow into a money tree that will give you 3 times your investment. So if you've planted 10,000, when it eventually grows into a money tree, you'll have 30,000 on the actual tree. So that's a 20 grand profit. It does also work at higher money. So if you put like 99,000 in, there is a chance that you'll get 3 bags of 99,000, but the chance is much lower. You could also get 30,000. So the best, looking at the maths, the best way to always guarantee a decent return is to bury 10,000 and then you always get 30,000 back. Alright guys, so that, I hope you've enjoyed kind of my top tips if you're just starting out on Animal Crossings. Obviously the switches are back in stock now, so you guys who have been having to wait, I'm hoping that these tips have been helpful for you, ready to start your Animal Crossings adventure. As always guys, please hit like and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content. If you found this video useful, I really enjoy putting this content out and I want to try and reach as many people as possible. So share it, hit like, subscribe, get involved in the comments, let me know which tip you found useful. Did you know all those tips already, or was there something that you wasn't sure about? Let me know and we'll go from there. But otherwise guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Another video every single day on this channel, Animal Crossings videos. See you later.